teams will make substitutions. And a quick look at some of the numbers for Stephen Curry.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Here's LeBron. Offensive rebound. Harrell kicks to Caruso. Passes it to Kuzma. Shot clock at 5. From deep. And again, the Lakers no good.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Trying to take advantage of that extra space on the perimeter. We see a lot of this now.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for LeBron James. 9th in assists, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. Free throw drops for Pascal.
And Shaq, your kids are getting to the age where they're on everyone's radar as prospects. Talk about the role that you play in that process.
I tell them that I can help them through recruitment so they make informed decisions. But, you know, ultimately the choices are their own. I told them that, yes, I am your father, but when we talk about certain things, I'm not your father, I am your advisor.
And how has it gone so far? Like in the very first parts of you going through this process, how's that gone?
Well, I like to live the deja vu process. You know, the same thing that my father did for me. I do the same thing for my kids. I just tell them, hey, you make the decision, and I'll either tell you it's a good decision, it's a bad decision, but I'll have to ultimately, you know, respect what you say. So I just try to stay out of the way.
It's great honesty. While we have the chance, we like to reveal the list of the past month's best fast break teams in the NBA. The Lakers in 5th.
They've been playing an exciting brand of basketball during that time. I mean, taking every chance to get out in the open floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harrell. Shaq, back in the day, you drew double teams. You made the defense pay by setting up your teammates with terrific passing. Which bigs now do you see following in your footsteps, in those footsteps?
You know, my Ben Simmons, former LSU guy, when he gets aggressive in the paint, they double. He definitely looks for his players. Listen, LeBron James is the best passer among 9 guards. Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid. Look, you got to use the others if you want to get to that next level.
Here's Wanamaker to the middle and stolen by Harrell. Pass to Kuzma.
Yes, the defense sees James with the ball and assumes he's a shooter, but you know him, he exploits the defense to always find that assist.
.104 left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Wiseman. Now here's Lee. Out to the right wing. Here's Wanamaker. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. With the All-Star game almost here, let's see how the West is shaping up. Take a look at the Lakers. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And of course the Warriors, 5 games behind.
And seeing where the Warriors are, seeing them where they are now, it's easy to forget just how awful they were a season ago. This is a team that's made major strides to lift themselves into the middle of the pack.
And credit goes to everyone, coaches, players, front office. I mean, they've all been determined to avoid a repeat of last season. The results speak for themselves.
Here's Wanamaker following the basket by LeBron James. Wiseman with the ball. Harrell on him. Takes it from 10. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their last last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
That's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, when their reserves are operating at a high level, so tough to beat.
Off target at the rim.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Warriors lead by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. So, Greg, as you know, we asked Steph Curry, a great self-motivator in his own right, who holds you to the highest standard? And here's what he had to say.
Oh, my wife, for sure. Never ever want to disappoint her. She shoots it to me straight. That's the biggest thing, whether I play well or not. I don't get too big of a head, or I don't feel too down on myself either.
Sounds like he's got a good team, both at home and right here in front of us.
Steph has already put up a Hall of Fame career, but you can tell he doesn't feel anywhere near being done.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Warriors. You've got Wiseman. Eric Pascal out there with Kent Bazemore. And it's Wanamaker in at the point guard position. Jack, we all know what would happen for you. First ballot Hall of Famer. What's it been like joining that incredible group, that historic company?
Well, I just say I'm both proud and humbled, and it's something I couldn't have imagined growing up. And I can remember my first taste of confidence was a guy named Kevin Harlan. I was in Kansas City at the McDonald's All-American game. Nobody really knew who the kid from Texas was. I said, I got to make a name for myself. I took it coast to coast and threw it down. And then I looked at you and you were going crazy. I didn't know what you were saying, but then when I got home, my dad had recorded on VHS in that lovely voice. Shaquille O'Neal taking it. I was like, man, I love that voice. And here we are again. I don't know how many years that is. I don't want to show our age.
It's a long time, isn't it? Yes.
I'm here because of you. Thank you.
I remember it. Galloping O'Neal down the court.
Yes.
Now, here's Kuzma.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Timeout called the Warriors. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Well, you look up at the rafters here at Staples Center. All the banners, and Shaq, you helped raise some of them. Was there a pressure in playing for a franchise like this that has got such a great history of championship basketball?
You know, this is the kind of pressure you want, because I was raised up of the mind state that pressure is when you don't know where your next meal is coming from. So I knew it was some greats that played before me, and I just wanted to be mentioned with some of the greats.
And
So
that puts it in perspective.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? He is definitely mentioned with some of the greats.
Yes,
'cause
he
Shaq
is.
had a great ride and did an incredible job playing for the Lakers.
Now, here's Gasol. Kelly Oubre unable to get his last shot to go. Curry on the wing. He's guarded by Schroeder. Kuzma against Curry. The pass to Wiggins. The Lakers in the lead. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
The Warriors have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Wiggins passes to Curry. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Caldwell Pope with it. Now defended by Oubre. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
The D making that layup look very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
Here's Wiggins. Banked in off the glass. Wiggins has got 8 points.
This is what makes Curry special on the offensive end, the ability to create for himself and others at the highest level of the game.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.